bro. I've been going either 21 or 22 days in a row of posting videos every single day, bro.
Oh,
On
that's
Grinding.
YouTube,
fire.
right?
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
grinding.
And you first started off what the hackathon. You started the hackathon about a month ago, and then you decided to go ape shit and just started going live. And
Y-
which video? One of your videos blew up, right? Which video was it?
Yeah, yeah. My first video I made, I was honestly like, you see it right in the beginning of the video. I said, I said my story of how I went, because y'all were with me when I was truck driving. I think I know I had the crypto thing going, but I was also truck driving,
Crypto
Right.
talks.
or I
Yeah.
might have took a break from truck driving. So I made a YouTube video preparing to go to the hackathon like 3 days
Mm-hmm.
before the hackathon started, and I was just telling my story about how I went from truck driving, taught myself how to code, and broke into tech. And I said during
Right.
it, I was like, even if I could just help 3 people, I'm just making a video just to make it, just to let people know
Right.
it's possible. You don't need a college degree. You don't need a expensive boot camp to break into tech. And then
That's
it ended
facts.
up it ended up kind of going crazy. Like every for like a week, every time I checked that video, it was up like another 100 views. It just every time I
That's
checked it, it
fire.
kept going up.
I seen that. I think you went up like you do up to now what 3,000 subs now off of that?
Yeah, off of
Oh,
that video, I got up to
That's
it
crazy.
finally chilled out at 3,000 subs.
That's what's up.
that's
Yeah,
that's
and
super.
me and Frank been telling people this for a minute, dog. Like, get into tech, find your way in. The door is wide open. If you
Facts.
can just teach, if you a self starter, if you eager to learn, if you willing to put yourself out there, and that's been a topic too, Frank. We've been talking to a lot of our guests. A lot of them been saying you got to be willing to learn whatever you're doing, whatever craft you're doing, right? But especially with this tech thing, because it's moving so fast, it's moving so rapid, it's on hyper
Yeah,
speed.
and it
You know what I mean?
changes.
Like every day, and it's every day is something to learn. So you got to be have your learner's head on, bro. Like he said, you ain't got to have expensive boot camps. Me and Frank, we got degrees because we probably seen the tech wave as it was forming. But it still ain't even, it still ain't even, the wave still ain't even crushed over yet, right?
Right.
Nah,
This wave
not
gonna
at
be
all.
this is like a tsunami wave. Like it's gonna be building for a long minute. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So
um,
so for my followers, can y'all tell? Because they said, wait, who are these guys? I was like, can y'all tell them
oh
what y'all do?
We had to figure this shit out. Podcast.
yeah,
We've been doing
yeah,
what? We've been podcasting for like 2-3 years now. And
yeah,
I'm in cybersecurity, and I do websites. So
right.
peace out to y'all.
Yeah. So
Check out Cyber
these
Bunny.
are tech guys. So I knew they would be with it.
Yeah, check out cyberbunny.com and lucidperspective.com. That's me.
Yeah, I'm a techie too. I build websites as well, but I got a couple of things going on. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, for real. So I sell some masks, I sell some courses, I do websites. You know what I mean? But tech is in the heart of all of it, right? And so I'm all about learning about new technologies. I talk about quantum computing a lot. I talk about 4D printing a lot. I talk about augmented reality, spatial reality, virtual
Mm-hmm.
reality, you, all the new stuff, like stuff that's about to be our everyday life. Like I post videos of what is the robots? They got robots that you tilt over. He'll get up and still try to accomplish his objective without without caring about the objective in his way or the interference, right? Like that shit crazy to me. And it's crazier that people are still stuck on jobs, are still stuck on manual labor tasks, or like cars are still on gas, or like
Bro, I don't
there's
even
no
start.
reason for half the world not to be on. I'm just telling the truth, right? Like, ain't
Nah,
no reason
that's real.
for half the world ain't be on solar. You know what I mean? Ain't no reason for everybody not to be in the AI because the
Right.
shit is moving so. Man,
But then
I go all day about this shit.
but then why do people say, AI is gonna steal jobs and stuff like that?
That's me. I feel that way.
It is
It's
though.
one of those. Yeah, it's gonna take the low level, low laborious, low thinking type of jobs. So what I'm saying, we're already seeing it. We're seeing it with the kiosks in Walmart, the kiosks in the retail
Mm-hmm.
stores. Self checkout.
Mm-hmm.
We seeing it in customer service. We seen it in help desk. There's so many. It's affected. We see it in graphic design. Like I'm a graphic designer.
For
I do
sure.
video. I do graphics. I do video editing. I used to do photography. And with the graphic design is like it's easy. It makes it easy for me because I have background in being creative, so
Right.
I could just go run in Chat GPT and type up some prompt, get a nice picture. But for people that are graphic designers by trade and like that's their main job or their company,
Right.
it's affecting them tremendously because instead of going to them, you can go straight to AI and type a prompt, get a picture, put out, cut out the graphic designer. So it is affecting industry to an extent, and you got to consider that. But there's also opportunity that you got to focus on
Major.
too. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, you can look at the negatives and be like, well, damn, there's my job going. But where can you find the pros? Where can you find the opportunity? And that's what I think is important.
So like what is it? Fast food. They making pizza by themselves, right? They flipping burgers by themselves. My sister, she a mail carrier, and I'm telling her like, damn, I can definitely see the post office having a robot just going down the street dropping off mail. Because first of all, it's already a felony to knock over a mailman with the mail. It's a felony to steal the mail. So now they're gonna put the robot on the street, and once you tip him over, you already caught. He probably gonna stain your ass. You know what I'm talking about? And he can be hard to break into.
Going
You know
to
what I
the
mean?
jail.
And that's gonna, eliminate at least 100 million jobs. But also, it's gonna provide opportunities to people who know how to maintain these things, who know how to build these things, who know how to monitor these things, so people to watch these things, to collect these things. You know what I mean? So, like you said, opportunity is ever present. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy? Literally today, I was on the phone with this restaurant, a prospect down in Florida, and she was telling me, like, we were trying to figure out what am I gonna do, because she has a WordPress, and she was telling me that she's getting rid of her cashier position because she has an artificial intelligence that will answer the phone and will take orders for her food, and you can't even tell. It's no lag or nothing like that, so you can't even tell that this is AI. I was like, "Are you sure
Like the Turing test.
that's gonna work out?" And she was like, "Yeah, we tried it out, and they have a free trial." And she said it will repeat the order back to you, whatever you say. You could take stuff off, you could add stuff, and so far it worked perfectly. So she was like, she about to get rid of her cashier position.
Wow. So wait, let me ask you a question. Is it I'm assuming it's less than what she's paying the cashier?
Yeah, yep.
All
By
right.
significant.
Like half, yeah, like probably half. I think she said, because that's a salary. She's cutting a salary just to pay for her software.
That's
So
crazy.
shoot, I didn't ask
Is
And
her
it don't
the
sleep.
numbers.
Don't
but
need
I
no
was like,
breaks.
yeah, I was like, dang. I was like, man, that's crazy.
That is crazy, but you gotta think about it. It makes sense for the business, right? But then on the other side, now you got someone that's out of a job.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a catch-22. It's a double-edged sword. All the things. But where do we stand? Like as far as AI, what are some opportunities that are out there? Obviously, learning how to use it, right? Prompts, maybe the coding behind it, starting your own AI company. What are some opportunities that we can look forward to not get replaced? You know what I mean?
Honestly, for me, I would not even be able for real, or it would just be the difficulty of my job and getting tasks done on time would probably 4x if it wasn't for ChatGPT. The amount of documentation I would have to read, trial and error shit I would have to do, this shit would be so much harder if I didn't have ChatGPT. I was just talking to my girl about that earlier today. I was like, because she was like, imagine how they did it before Google. And I was like, that's why. I'm like, that's why back then the real nerds, who couldn't even talk to people, used to do it. And
Introverts.
I know, yeah, if y'all know, developers, software engineers have a reputation for being hard to deal with companies. Everybody else in the company don't really want to talk to the developer back in the day.
It's the soft skills they don't have.
Yeah. But now, people like me with communication skills who come from other backgrounds, because of ChatGPT, I'm able to slide in and I can do both. I'm going to be a person who I will communicate properly and can even like break stuff down to the rest of the team, to the people who aren't in the tech industry, because my communication, my soft skills are there. even though
Right.
I'm not as, proficient with the
Tech.
coding, with the language. Yeah, like, but back in the day, before Google, before ChatGPT, you had to be a straight basement robot dude to even
Study the
do
And
textbooks.
it.
so
Yeah.
that's one thing I say. Like that's one thing I say about me getting jobs. Like I always lead in interviews. I always lead with my soft skills there. I'm about a B plus technically, but I'm a AA plus communication wise, right? Because I can talk to a director, I can talk to the coders, I can talk to the shareholders, I can talk to govies, product owners, front end users, and even like you said, AI with AI and database. I'm a database administrator, right? So there's a thing called vector database administration, right? Or vector databases, right? That's what I'm trying to get into now because like I'm proficient in the old databases, you know what I mean? But they have now like they have database models to where the large language models are using to make for companies to go in and I guess to categorize whatever they want the large language model to use, and they put it in a vector so the AI is now faster instead of it categorizing itself like somebody categorizing it for it. And so when it's going to the database, it's that much faster. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to go with it. It still keep my humanness and my soft skill with it. You know what I mean? So
That's what's up. I got a question. So we know when it comes to coding, right? We got PHP, we got HTML, CSS, and that's for web. We got C++ as programming. And I don't know, man. And we can find that out now. We can talk about it. Maybe Lionel. What is the base code program of an AI system? Is that something that's out? Information that's out? Is it proprietary? Are they keeping it secret? Like, if you wanted to create your own AI, what is the code that you need for that, or you need to understand or know for that?
Damn. Shit. Yeah, that's a good question. Isn't
I
that?
think it's a large language models. I'm about to look at the definition right quick.
Because my thing is, okay, we got ChatGPT, we got Google Gemini. I think that just came out. Microsoft pushed out something to Windows 11. Amazon, there's all these different AIs popping up.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's great. These are the big tech guys. These are corporations. They got the funds. They could do it, whatever. What about the little guys, like people like us? Like, is there a way for us to develop our own AI? Is there like a baseline
It's
we
called
could use,
large
or
language models.
Somebody
It's a
in my chat said Python is huge for AI and machine learning right now, to his knowledge.
Python? Okay, I know a little Python.
a specialized type of artificial intelligence that has been trained on vast amounts of text to understand existing context and generate original content.
Yes,
Large language model. That's what you need. If you want to learn code AI, you need to learn how to do large language model and then data science and big data. Like all three of those go hand in hand.
Right. But there's got to be like something to, like an API, something to plug into, a database or something. So is that what it is?
I was at Startup Studios like a week ago, and there was these dudes sitting behind me, and I asked him, I was like, what are y'all working on? And he said they're doing a personal trainer app that detects the body and through AI tells you certain shit about the body. And I was like, are y'all tapping into ChatGPT, into OpenAI's API? And he was like, for certain things, but for most of it, we're building our own. And I was like, oh, shit.
Dope.
I was like, all right.
So
Say less.
That's dope.
Let me leave
You said
y'all
Python?
alone.
so the vector databases I was talking about was like who is it? It's a Chrome DB. They got a I'm trying to look them up right now. Here you go. Chrome DB. They got a Vesta. They got a Pinecone. And so like these databases, you put your languages in, and that's how you kind of code your large language model. That's where it reads from.
Dope. That's dope. I'm gonna do some research on this, but like I mean, it's good to piggyback off the already established. We can hear you. We can hear you. But yeah, that'd be dope to develop your own shit. You know what I'm saying? But I just came up with that question just now while I was thinking about like how do you do your own AI as opposed to leaning on everyone else, which is fine too. Don't get me wrong. I'm paying the $20. I got the AIs. I'm messing with them.
So y'all use it? Do y'all have the customized GPTs for certain stuff?
I lean on DALL-E a lot. I think that's how you say it, DALL-E. But I have not messed with this Sora, the video text.
Sora, it's not available public yet.
Okay.
But I think we did the episode before. Remember? Yeah, we're good. We did the episode with me and Frank. We was it we talked about, who was it? The apps that Opus had, not Opus, ChatGPT
OpenAI.
had, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, and they have like 40 different extensions for like, oh my gosh, like you can do graphs, you can do book summaries, you can do, and these are
Logos.
already, yeah, these are apps that people built inside of
oh, right.
ChatGPT. So like leveraging ChatGPT, and I was doing research. Like I didn't have access to like it's a thing called the melanoid peptides, some scientific book. It's super sciencey, right? That I just ain't got the brain for. I was like, man, summarize this thing for me. It's about 500 pages of information, but it summarized it down to about at least to where I can read it in 20, 30 minutes and kind of get the gist of the whole book, right? So,
That's crazy.
and I feel like I read the whole thing, but it's something I've been wanting to get my hands on, but I couldn't because the book $300, $400. Now I can just put it in ChatGPT and get a summary of it, and I'm like, damn, that's what I needed my whole time.
Andre said Python and Linux for sure.
For AI.
To code AI. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a little Python. I messed with Python back in my hacking days years ago. This is like 2 lifetimes ago.
A lot of people start with Python. I went straight
It's simple.
to HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Okay, yeah. I don't really do the JavaScript, but when I do the WordPress, so like when I build my sites, I use Elementor as a lot of website building type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm good on HTML and CSS to an extent. As far as JavaScript, if I find something I could copy and just plug in somewhere and tailor a little bit, if I got to change things, I'll do that. But I can't write it myself. Python, I'm decent on it. Yeah.
That's most of us, brother.
Especially in the new age.
We plugging in remixing. We plugging and remixing over here.
Right. Is there anybody out there that can like type a whole program from start to finish?
I preach. I'm a big preacher on why would you want to recreate the wheel? I'm sure we all could if we wanted to, but if you inspect any website and you see all that shit, who the hell is really going to take a month to make one website? Now you done lost your client because you trying to center, you all day, you changing some shit, it's going here, now you changing it, it's over here,
look,
here.
I'm old enough to remember paging or doing HTML websites where you got to make the change on every single page. And this is before CSS. This is like slightly before CSS, where you can like use the style to style the whole website. And I would like I don't even know what we talking about, man. 1999, 98, 2000, 2001. Type a web page, HTML, and a text file. Save it as an HTML. Open it in a browser. That's the type of shit I was on. I'm showing my age right now.
I learned that in school, and I went straight to database, and I said, "Well, I'm never gonna build a website again." But what I want to say though, first shout out to my homie Q here in the chat. What up, Q? Yeah, I got the boy shirt on, man. You gonna taking it back? It's important to know the foundation of the damn code anyway, though. So it's crazy important to know what the headers are, right? The tags, right? You still gotta understand them semicolons and them commas and them question marks, in them quotation marks. Like, you got to know that stuff. Like, yeah, you can rely on ChatGPT to get you the basics, but if you don't know where you're putting it at, and you don't know why you're putting it in a certain place, if you don't know this thing's supposed to be in your CSS style sheet, or if this is just a function, right, of what's an array, you know what I mean? If you don't understand what the code is actually going to do, you're going to be shocked, because you can be trying to get this thing to somebody, especially they know what they're doing. If you give something to somebody that know what they're doing and you don't know what you're doing on the way, you can be looking real crazy.
Let something break so you don't know how to fix it.
Then you
that's period or dash.
That's when you highlight the whole thing, you copy it into ChatGPT, and you say, break this down for me line by line. I need to understand what the fuck this is. You know what I mean?
And that's good though.
It's great at that. It's great at that for real.
Oh, I never tried that. I'm gonna try that.
There's been times
ChatGPT do got a tutor. It got tutors. Now that's another thing. We're talking about learning, right? But it's gonna teach you. It's about to cut the learning curve down to fucking hours. You know what I'm talking about? So it got math tutors. It got language tutors. It got coding tutors, right? It got writing coaches. You know what I'm talking about? So we in a time where there's no excuse. It's like, I don't know, my son gonna be a techie from as soon as he can type properly. You feel me? Like, I don't think he got a choice. I don't think he got a choice. You know what I mean? So I can't forget about the real world though. You know what I mean? Like that's another thing too. We can't forget about the real world. We can't forget about going outside and playing in the grass.
Yeah.
You can't forget about getting the sun on your skin. Right? Go playing in the pool.
Get burnt by that slide.
It's gonna be a fight because it's gonna be hard to get them kids outside and away from the what did man say? The inroads of information is an addiction. Just gather information, it's a poison because you'll just learn and learn and learn and learn and learn. But you may not even use a quarter of the stuff you just learn. You just enjoy it or addicted to consuming knowledge. You know what I mean?
That's facts. Definitely facts, man. So what's the Lionel? What's the digital builders? You want to talk about that a little bit about your clique? What's going on?
Yeah, for sure. So I've been working on the lore a little bit and talking to them about it.
Lore?
It's some lore behind it that ChatGPT is helping me out with. So we got some Fight Club shit going on, bro. We got a school.com community with like 70 people in it. And we starting like some Ninja Clan type shit for... Now, this is not going to be front facing. From the front face of it, it's going to be a regular marketing agency that can build apps or any kind of ideas that people need, right? Because we're getting so many things coming in. But I have a Discord with like 170 people in it. We got a school.com with 30 people in it. 70 people. And these are mostly junior developers, but we also got some skill in there. We got we got some wizards in there for real. Like from the hackathons, some local legends. Like one dude works for, he told me stop saying his company, but one of the top streaming services, he works for them. He's an architect from them. I did a podcast with them. We got another dude like for real, beasts in there. But the whole thing of the digital builders is, for one, I'm getting so many requests that I have to keep pumping stuff out, and I'm gonna pass it to my youngers with me, right? As they join our community and make a name for themselves, post stuff that they're working on. We do portfolio reviews. We help motivate people and break them out of tutorial hell, because tutorial hell is a real thing. When you're trying to teach yourself how to code, it's very, very easy for you to get trapped in like that learning rabbit hole where you never stop doing courses and you never stop building and you never step out of your house into where the developers actually are. So the lore is like, imagine, it's like right when the world told us that AI was going to take our jobs, right when the world told us that you needed a CS degree, when it was too late to learn the code, when you couldn't do it, the digital builders, learned how to actually get it done, how to actually start freelancing and actually start going to hackathons, planning hackathons, teaching kids to code, doing classes on meetup.com. And then we infiltrate, because the whole thing is that there is a place where developers hang out outside of your house, outside of these lessons, outside of your... because most people think, what most people do and where most people fuck up at is they finish their courses, then they go straight to LinkedIn and they apply for all these jobs that have 100 applicants. And it's like, no, we're not doing that, because that's where you get frustrated and then you go back to work. It's
and
like,
you ain't got a network, right? You got a network.
You got to put your feet on the ground and make a name for yourself, shake some hands, and that's what the digital builders are going to do all over the world. I'm kind of spreading that lore on some, like, we infiltrating and then setting up shop in all these different places and getting jobs, sneaking into companies on some ninja shit.
That's dope. That reminds me, like, to be honest, so several years ago when I was in the hacking space, I did that in DC. There was this place called shout out Nova Hackers. I don't know if y'all know the fuck is his name. It starts with an M. He's a Mubix. Shout out to Mubix. So I was in the DC area, and I did that. I joined some hacker groups. We met up like once a month. They did like hackathons and things, and I was on that scene. but that was when I was in DC, and it was fun. You know, you meet a lot of people. They're smart. They'll teach you. Most of the people were down to teach, and they were very receptive. You know, there's a few knuckleheads here and there. You know what I'm saying? But that's in any kind of group. But yeah, that reminds me. What you're talking about is what I used to do back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That's super dope that y'all doing that. Yeah, I think it's going to be great. Keep on doing it.
Talk about the hackathons right quick. Talk about how important hackathon is to a coder or a potential coder or someone who want to get into tech. Because like you said before, I think you ain't even got to be a coder to be in the tech. You know what I'm talking
about? Yeah, bro. Hackathon is the cheat code. The cheat code that nobody really knows about. The craziest thing about joining a hackathon, for one, it's like pickup basketball. Like people think that you have to know how to code and that. Well, how am I going to join a team? It's like you pick your squad the first day. Everybody kind of looks around like, yo, what do you do? What do you do? You know, and you don't really have to do anything. Every team can have 5 people. That's where your soft skills come in. You know what I mean? One of the guys on our team, all he did was send emails the whole time. You know, shout out to Caleb. Shout out to Caleb.
Hey, that's important.
Could have did more, but
he's important though, for sure.
Yeah, customer discovery. But now he's doing the most out of all of us because we're all kind of, you know, busy. But that's the thing. When I was walking up the stairs for the judging competition at the end, I thought about that shit. And I'm like, wait a minute. Did I just join a company? I kind of just joined a company, didn't I? Because after this, not only are we building an app right now for this weekend, when it's over, shit, we're not going to let all that work that we did just die. Now we have a whole app. It's a startup that we can get funded. You know, it's all about who has the time, you know, and who wants to take it over. And if you got the time, if everyone else is working at Disney or whatever company, if everyone's working at some crazy company, the rest of your team, and you're the lowest guy, and you don't, you know, you working at Food Line or something, shit, maybe you'll be the one who gets the GitHub repo transferred to you, and now you're going to be the one making all the social media accounts, pushing it, and then when you need help, yeah, they'll build it on the weekend. They'll work on it, you know, and now you the whole CEO of some company that you have a whole story behind it. So
man,
that's what
this
happened.
is inspiring, bro. You inspire me. Let me ask you something about your hackathons. So y'all hackathons are digital mobile app development, creating companies, creating applications for mobile.
For our for the digital builders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. We taking everything on because we got that talent pool now. We got a lot of developers. We got a lot of talent now, and it's cool because with me, you know, out there at Startup Studios, which is the perfect place because what does every startup need? Developers. Every startup needs to start something, to build something. So, you know, it helps me pump stuff out, you know, when they know it ain't just me, too. I got a whole agency behind me.
That's dope.
Yo.
That's
I like the analogy to pick up basketball, right? Because put my shirt, right? I play basketball. And so when I started playing basketball, I didn't start playing basketball. So, like, I was a late bloomer. You know what I mean? Probably 16, maybe 17. Like, but when I got good, I ended up being like, when I walk in the gym, oh, I got 2. He playing with us. But it only happened because I was on a team of playing for a while with people that was way, way more experienced and better than me. And like I said, I just took it to myself, like, man, I'm going to get better too. And then I became better than some of them. And the next thing I know it, I'm that dude. But I ain't the best, but I can get busy on the court. But I feel like the hackathons are the same way, though. Like, when I'm with a group, I may not be that dude, but I can get busy when I put the work in. You know what I mean?
That's inspiring.
That was me. The first one, I didn't know shit. But WordPress, my first hackathon that I did, and we ended up winning. But the clout that I got from winning that really helped me a lot. And the team lead, my team leader of the first one that I did is my lead developer now at the company that I work for.
That's dope. When's your next one? When's the next one?
I'm actually thinking about throwing one. You know, I'm talking to Mocha. I'm talking to I'm trying to figure out where I could do it at Assembly, but you know, we just did 2 there, so I kind of want to switch it up. You know, InQ Hub in Hampton, we either going to do it there. I was thinking about Utopia Fenny, but that's kind of small. You know, there's Slover Library.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's certain ones that I'm trying to figure out exactly how to do it. I have a concept that I'm thinking about, Nobody out there better steal it. I'm looking at my whiteboard. It's gonna be called Build Through Art, right? To kind of throw a challenge in there, right? So it's gonna be a hackathon where it starts Friday, and maybe it'll just be a pitch competition, because that way, you know, it don't have to go the whole weekend. If we do it one day, it's gonna be a pitch competition, and it's gonna be a bunch of people come together with their ideas and their apps, and you're just gonna make a pitch deck. You don't gotta build a whole MVP. But while y'all are linking up and building, there's gonna be performances. There's gonna be live art. There's gonna be a DJ. There's gonna be,
shit,
you know, so it's like you're building in a chaotic environment, but it's like art going on around you. So that's why it's gonna be called Build Through Art. Or we do it the whole weekend if we're gonna actually build like an MVP that you need to show to get judged at the end. But if I could only get one weekend, one like whole day from 12 to 9 or whatever, and then have the judge competition.
That'll be super dope to go live have a camera crew live running
y'all
around.
Trying to get me come back down there. Y'all trying to get me come back down there. I ain't coming.
Right?
Nah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Dude, so are there any and I gotta ask this because of my background. And this is what I used to do with the hacker on the hacker side. Did y'all have any like cybersecurity hackathons where like y'all have systems built and have people try to break into them? Because that's the stuff that I was into. Like actual like hacking, like ethical hacking. Is nothing illegal. You know, everything. Yeah, everything. You have permission for everything. No, it's legit. Like every vendor that's there, they have a system, or they'll set up a rack or something, and then you have permission to try to break into it. So it's all legit. But like, do you have stuff like that, or is it just digital application, mobile development?
Yeah, so far it's just been like that, like little like apps. Like there was one dude was making a guitar pedal, like some AI guitar pedal. One dude was making Tinder for family dinners. It was called Yumzy. Like your family goes out to the grocery store, and everyone on the family gets a notification of the food to like swipe right or left if you like it or not. Or
that's kind of fun.
Quick. Yeah. One person was doing it's called Steal My Outfit, where you take a picture of someone's outfit and AI tells you the cheapest places you could find that same outfit online. Like that shit was cool.
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the ideas people had. What was Traceable, one of my favorite ones. And this is a dude, did y'all hear about Mighty Dream?
I don't think so.
That jank that came here?
Yeah.
Pharrell did something here called Mighty Dream, where it was like the pitch competition thing. The dude who won the 50K.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the same dude who won 50K from Mighty Dream was at this hackathon. I was like, oh shit, I know that guy. I almost tried to join his team. But he was making something called Traceable, where you go like this in the air to the camera and it writes for you.
Yeah, that's dope.
So yeah, I was like, man, that's sweet. Like to just sit in front of your camera and you're doing like this and the words are being typed on the screen. So he was making that shit.
The applications for that. What?
Yeah, man.
Nah, that's ill.
There was some super genius kid there too. Yeah. There was some super genius kid, man. I had to dap him up. He had dreads. He was like he's been coding Minecraft servers since he was like 7. Super genius kid, bro. He had
in Virginia?
Yeah, he's like 14 at the hackathon. He was like the illest coder there, pretty much. You know, one of the OGs came and told me, he was like, yo, take care of this kid. Like watch him, you know, make sure he's good this whole weekend. Like I'm telling you. Dope. He was like, I'm telling you, bro, he's the illest coder in here.
That's the future. Man. That's the future.
Yeah. I had to go talk to him. I was like, I'm proud of you, man. Like, I don't know you, but I'm proud of you. You know, keep pushing. It was good to see.
We definitely talk for hours about this tech stuff, bro. Look, what's the name of your channel, bro, so people can follow you and keep up with your journey, bro? Because you over there rocking like crazy.
Oh yeah, man. The name of the channel is Lionel the Builder, BLDR, on YouTube, and if you just search the Digital Builder 757, you'll find us on our school.com or the Discord.
What's up? Frank, got some more questions over there, Frank?
Nah, I'm good. We about to jump on to the next. We got to record. We pumping out these podcast episodes.
That's content.
You know how we do.
Unify and thrive, y'all. Don't forget that. Unify and thrive. We on to the next, dog.
Appreciate you, man. We'll catch you on the other side.
All right,
Have a good
y'all.
one.
Peace.